So a plethora of various safeties and guns are coming on, smart guns. Here we have this gun with ability to read fingerprints and so on. And I'm cautioning with all this technological move and so forth. I don't know who has confidence in technology, not me. Technology will fail one in a certain time, okay? Even if it's one in five or one in 100, whatever, it's going to fail. And there's going to be some lawsuits and there's going to be some consequences. For example, suppose now a burglar comes into this guy's home and it's only the wife at home. She gets the gun, but she can't use it because her fingerprints is not registered. But I mean, the gun in the home should have been for the home's protection. Therefore, she should have been able to use it, as well as the children probably should have been able to use it, maybe. So it's not a slam dunk or a real solution to the problem. It might cause some consolation and some new guns and a whole revolution in the gun business and more sales and whatever. The best thing would have been if folks didn't find guns useful. Bandits nor citizens had to use guns, have guns. Now, I think that what we need also to have is, with all the plethora of technologies that are coming on, we need something to protect the cop so that the cop car and the cop has some transmission, some frequency that will neutralize any gun. I think that is what we need to come online also. But I think what going to be the best thing is a physical something. For example, certain guns, if the bolt isn't locked or some bolt action ain't happen, it's not going to fire. Um, could it work with strength? Um, I mean, if you got a key in any code, the kids could read the code. Some parent might get a kid the code because we're going out for the weekend. You're gonna be alone at home. There's a place where bandits are. Give them the code, and then they take the code and go and shoot up the school some other time. Um, the wife has the gun. She shoots him because she's afraid he's gonna beat her up or whatever. I'm not sure if men would normally shoot the wives, except maybe the old and both of them think that it's a mercy killing or whatever. But I want to think that a physical something would be better. For example, children generally hands are short, so that it requires more strength than a child could muster. That's one. The trigger, more force than a child could muster. And as they get older into teenage, it also should mean the size of the finger. No, I mean there might be some men whose fingers gonna be small and all this kind of stuff, but their hands should, the length of the hand holding along the top of the gun there, the barrel side, there should be something that the hand must push forward. Now you can't take another hand to do it. It must be this hand that is using the trigger. Somehow they could calibrate something like that. Either there's no capacity for you to put another hand. You push your finger in a chute in a tubular thing that's going to push something forward. Now, if a person might say, well, if I put a piece of wood in it and then I put my finger, it would push it up, whatever. Some kind of something in there, I think would be more effective than all the software and all this technology and all that stuff. Because another thing would be when you raise up the gun to aim, something reads your picture, it's not you, it won't fire. But then again, as I said before, there might be a burglar in the home. One who isn't authorized to use the gun would have been able to use the gun to protect the home, the children perhaps, or something like that. So it's, well, maybe guns that are going to remain at home probably should be, but then kids shoot their parents up for discipline reasons and so on. So, I mean, it's not straightforward like that. The real key is, though, character. We as human beings have to decide that we don't want to kill. We're not going to kill people unnecessarily. And this would be key. But with all this evil and all this stuff that's going on, that's going to be a tough one to really come with. So it's nice that folks are thinking and coming up with all this kind of stuff, but the bottom line is that they're going to not work when they ought to work, and that's going to be a problem. We need something physical, either something that requires strength and also the length of the finger, something like that. Hold the handle with strength, the index finger points and reaches something, and make sure that's how only your human finger could make certain computer things work. For example, I could take my finger and use on my mouse pad and gonna, draw a signature there. But if I use a pencil, it won't work. If I use a piece of wood, it won't work. I think there are those pencils that they sell. I'm not sure if it has a human touch they put into it somehow that will cause it to work. But they still have to think. I don't think the solution is out there yet. And this gun here, basically, I don't think is the answer. But there's going to be a market for it. We need something that will definitely save lives, especially innocent lives. The Sandy Hook and those school shootings and so forth, unnecessary shooting in the malls. They all should have a frequency, something that schools, police stations, hospitals, certain buildings will have that frequency going on in there that will prevent the gun from working. Around the school perimeter, there is that frequency. Police stations, hospitals, churches, generally, a lot of places. And also, we also need something that will register when a car has a gun. It gives off a frequency, and the police or whoever, making sure of things. Well, again, they're gonna have privacy issue. But if the gun is giving off a frequency, and this frequency is here, and the guy doesn't have no legitimate reason having the gun, there you go. It must be licensed in his name. He must have it wherever it ought to be. Unregistered guns gonna have a problem. Criminals with guns gonna have a problem. So maybe guns should give off the frequency, and the police, just like how they low jack things, will be able to get a frequency, and that should pass the scrutiny of the search and seizure. We're not search and seizure. This thing, the understanding you have a gun is gonna give off this frequency. It's there. We're gonna stop you. So if you don't want that, don't walk with a gun. Okay, I think that would also be critical.